Whoa, boys. Looks like Lizzo's been up to her usual antics.
I worked so hard.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Especially after reading this headline, Lizzo is being sued for fat shaming. I really feel like out of all the people in the world to try and fat shame someone, Lizzo would definitely be on the list of, you're barred from being able to do that, mate. You are not allowed to use the fat shaming thing. Not when you look like that. That's just like the equivalent of a YouTuber making fun of someone's job. You have no place here. Honestly, when I saw this article the other day, it kind of blew me away. Also, though, not particularly. We've covered Lizzo quite a lot on this channel, and she just plays the victim so massively. I think she's very manipulative in the things that we've watched personally. So obviously there's going to be some bias there. But having said that, the cycle of Lizzo kind of goes something like this. Lizzo wears something kind of disgusting on camera, oils herself up for some reason, and then does a workout video in a bikini. No one really wants to see that. Not fat shaming or anything. Just don't really want to see that on my timeline when I'm trying to just scroll Instagram. Especially when I'm in public. So some people say that, like, this is kind of disgusting. You're doing this in front of children as well. What the hell's wrong with you? Lizzo will then say, oh my God, I am just such a victim. Oh my God, how could you say that? Ugh. Guys, I do not have it easy, me. I am such a victim, I am. And then she'll just make a whole video saying how she doesn't care about being fat shamed and better and stronger than everyone else, but then continues to cry about being fat shamed.
I worked so hard.
Anyway, the audacity of Lizzo to do the fat shaming is honestly baffling me. Now, I want to watch the video of the apparent victim on all of this. As you guys can see here, Lizzo denies outrageous harassment, fat shaming allegations. Oh, okay, well, you definitely trust someone like Lizzo. But let's watch the video.
I'm so new to this industry, and for this to be my first experience is really crazy. To be honest, if this was a corporate office and she was doing exactly the same thing that she was doing on tour, immediately that would be so many HR violations. Nobody speaks up because they're so scared for their jobs. I was terrified for my job.
I'd be pretty terrified as well to speak up against that. Who knows, she may make a tweet on you. Oh, there's no returning from being cancelled on Twitter, as we all know. The article just kind of reads, Lizzo has denied allegations that the S word, can't say it, otherwise I get demonetized, which is, by the way, it wasn't just fat shaming, it was other things as well, beginning with S, harassment, fat shamed, and created a hostile workplace for 3 of her ex-dancers who filed a legal complaint on Tuesday. The pop singer, 35, broke her silence about the lawsuit on Thursday when she shared a statement on social media. These last few days have been gut-wrenching. Oh, how is she the victim in this? How has Lizzo managed to turn this around and now she is the victim here? There's not many people I hate, but Lizzo would be up on my list. Difficult and overwhelming, disappointing. My work ethic and my respectfulness have been questioned. Yeah, oh my God, how dare they? Do you know who I am? How dare you question all 300 pounds of me? My character has been criticized. Usually, I choose not to respond. I don't know if that's true. Fucking Lizzo responds to everything. I wouldn't be surprised if she responds to this video. To false allegations, but these are unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous not to be addressed. Oh my God. These stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. Imagine that. Imagine Lizzo being the one telling them that they are the ones who have been inappropriate. What? Why? Yeah, come on, guys. We told you not to fill out this lawsuit. That's very inappropriate. How dare you? Also, Lizzo saying that she doesn't normally reply to stuff like this. Bro, she loves the attention. She loves the attention. Anytime there's been someone who's called her out or whatever, she fucking laps that up. Apparently, she then responded and said, Lizzo said she did not want to be looked at as a victim. Well, she did a very good job at trying to look like the victim, but claimed she is not the villain. People and the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not, she wrote. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. Why have you now made this like a gender thing? It's other women angry at you. Like, why is this now a gender thing? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Lizzo, go you. Like, oh wow, that's so epic, man. Wow, she's such a strong, independent woman, guys. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis, and would absolutely never criticize or traumatize an employee because of their weight. Lizzo said she is upset to see her work overshadowed by the news of this lawsuit. She thanked the supporters for lifting her up in this difficult time. Now, there's a joke there at the end. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna pass on. As this video has progressed, I feel like so have I. I have matured. But something I haven't matured on is watching this clip. News organizations, for some reason, just really overplay the fact on news stories these days. No better example than this. Look, don't get me wrong. This sounds like an awful situation. But this is how ABC News decided to report on the situation.
And we have breaking news. Lizzo is responding to the lawsuit filed by 3 of her former backup dancers.
Breaking... What? Breaking news? Are you kidding me? See, I always feel like breaking news should be left for those really important news stories, like breaking news, aliens have just landed, breaking news, Xi Jinping has just fired a nuke, and World War III has officially just started. Not something along the lines of breaking news. Lizzo responded on Twitter. Like, what, I'm just expected to now get like an Amber Alert? Fucking Lizzo replied on Twitter. That being said, CBS actually interviewed some of the victims, and this is what they had to say about it.
Ladies, thanks for joining us. Reading some of the things in the lawsuit, I mean, it is really disturbing and I think rather shocking. You know, you guys say that the dancers were not treated the same as other staff and crew. Ariana, can you sort of give me a sense of how things were different for the dancers?
I just think that the standard for dancers in this camp was very much more stringent and more strict. Things that, the other cast members could do and, get away with, essentially, the dancers were not allowed to engage in any of that activity. In terms of like the false allegations that they had brought forth to us when we were on tour about us drinking before shows and things like that. That was never the case. In fact, alcohol was never even allowed in our dressing room or on our rider, which is the food and drinks provided to us. So it was like literally impossible for us to even do that. But yet we were the ones who were blamed for drinking on the job.
Wild to me, the amount of stories that have really been coming out over these, past 5 years of famous people just turning out to be absolute pieces of shit. But yet some people will still defend them until their last breath, which actually somehow, when I think about it, amazes me even more. Fairly recently, we had Ellen DeGeneres, we had James Corden, where people finally speak out about them being terrible people, but nothing ever gets done about that. And yet people still lift up Lizzo on an absolute pedestal, which that must be quite hard to do, so holy hell. But they just can't do anything wrong. It's just such a backward thing. I make a slight joke or a comment, and there's going to be people in this video that undeniably get angry at me and write, how dare you? But yeah, Lizzo does something more physical and actually mistreats someone, and it's all forgiven in a matter of minutes. Well, it's just because Lizzo is kind of the victim in all of this, so I can understand how she probably feels sometimes. Yeah, she probably does snap sometimes, but none of us are perfect. But while looking at some of these videos, I mean, here's some of the comments that some people have been saying. I believe every word they said. Just listen to her foul mouth. Biggest lawsuit per pound ever. Jesus Christ. Those girls just want some money. It was a part of the job. I'm sure those girls were not in danger at all. Which, if I'm being honest, my guy, kind of really ignores the fact or what the whole message is here. You know, in this story, we have a situation in which a famous person complains on the daily about fat shaming, who is then apparently the biggest hypocrite because she also fat shames. Like, on top of all of that, the other things that she's being accused of as well It's kind of a big deal. I don't know. I saw this story the other day. Pretty insane, if I'm being perfectly honest. Very curious to hear what you guys think about all of this. But that all being said, hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.